The pink notice fluttered in my hand, its embossed logo glaring at me like a smug accusation. Sunnyside Meadows Homeowners Association, it read, with the looping signature of Linda Harper, HOA president, scrawled at the bottom. Violation. Unauthorized agricultural active VY tie. Fine. Dula 750. I blinked, rereading the words, half expecting them to morph into a prank. My backyard vegetable garden and agricultural eyesore, dragging down property values. My tomatoes, my crisp lettuce, my climbing cucumbers, they were finding me for saw. I sank onto my porch steps, the morning sun glinting off my San Marzanos, their red skins practically humming with life. My grandpa's voice echoed in my head. Saw nothing's more honest than growing what you eat, Jake. Saw he'd taught me to coax miracles from dirt, and when cancer stole him 3 years ago, I swore I'd always keep a garden, no matter where I landed. Now, this HOA was calling it a crime. I'm Jake Nguyen, 35, an agricultural scientist who geeks out over sustainable urban farming. I moved to Sunnyside Meadows 6 months ago for a gig at the county's agricultural extension office. What I don't advertise because, let's be real, it's not exactly cocktail party chateras that I chair the county agricultural board, shaping farming policies and land use rules. When I bought my cozy 3-bedroom here, the backyard southern exposure had me giddy. Perfect for veggies. I pored over the HOA bylaws, double-checked with their office, and got the green light. As long as it's tidy, you're good. So, I built 4 cedar raised beds, rigged a drip irrigation system, and planted seedlings like they were my babies. By summer, my plot was a green paradise. I shared the bounty with neighbors' misses. Callahan next door raved about my cucumbers, saying they were so good she wanted to slap her mama. The Lopez family swapped my zucchini for their killer salsa. Even grumpy old Stan, who patrolled lawns like a hawk, grunted approval at my organic green beans. No pesticides? Good. Store-bought ones give me a rash. Trouble started 3 weeks ago when Linda Harper power walked by in her pristine white tennis outfit, sunglasses bigger than her face. I was staking tomato plants after a storm, dirt smudged on my jeans. "You must be the new guy," she said, not offering her name. I stood, wiping my hands. "Jake Nguyen. Nice to meet you." She eyed my grubby palm like it was radioactive, her lips pinching. "Linda Harper, board president." Her tone screamed, "Saw, I run this place, Saw." Her gaze slid to my garden, disapproval radiating. "That's quite a vegetable patch." I offered her some tomatoes, but she waved me off. "Most folks here stick to professional landscaping. Ornamental plants keep our property values high." I pointed out my front yard's neat shrubs, all HOA approved. "Front's tidy. Veggies are just in the back." She adjusted her sunglasses. "Just something to consider. We take standards seriously." She marched off, arms pumping like she was late for a coup. I thought she was just a nosy control freak. I didn't realize she declared war. The pink notice arrived, claiming my garden VY OLAT some vague aesthetic standard. I checked the bylaws again, 57 pages, no mention of banning veggies. Furious, I decided to face Linda at the next HOA meeting. Held in a bland community center, it was a snooze fest of folding chairs and beige walls. Linda sat up front with 4 other board members, wielding a gavel like she was judge and jury. After 45 minutes of debating sign paint colors, I got my chance. "I got a Dula 750 fine for my garden," I said, holding up the notice. "But the bylaws don't ban vegetables." I checked. Linda's smile was all teeth. "The bylaws require maintaining our aesthetic standards, Mr. Nguyen. Your farm is outside those." I pressed her to show me the rule. A board member, Carl Benson, mumbled about discretionary interpretation. "So, you're just making it up?" I shot back. Linda's smile tightened. "You can appeal in writing. Next month. But the notice says I've got 14 days to rip it out." She shrugged. "Rules are rules." Mrs. Callahan, my 72-year-old neighbor, piped up. "His garden's lovely, Linda. Those tomatoes are better than anything I've tasted since my Tom was alive." Linda snapped. "This isn't about taste, Evelyn. It's about property values." Stan, the lawn Nazi, chimed in. 15 years here, never heard of a veggie ban." Linda shut them down, but I caught sympathetic glances as the meeting ended. Stan sidled up later, offering to start a petition. Got 30 signatures for snow removal gripes. Could get some for garden rights. I was in over my head in neighborhood drama, and Linda was coming for me. Things got wilder. HOA inspectors showed up, clipboard in hand, to document my garden. They were nice guys, Dave and Marco, who whistled at my setup. "This is the eyesore," Dave muttered, snapping half-hearted photos. Marco geeked out over my drip system. "Man, this is efficient." We ended up chatting compost for 20 minutes. They hinted they could delay a follow-up if I needed time. But Linda wasn't slowing down. Next, a police cruiser rolled up. 2 cops, Officers Reyes and Malone, looked baffled. Got a complaint about a zoning violation. Running a farm? I laughed, showing them my raised beds. "It's a garden." Reyes chuckled. "Thought we'd find chickens at least." I gave them a tour, tossing in tips for Malone's wife's tomato woes. They left with cherry tomatoes for Evy Denke and a report clearing me. Reyes didn't name Linda, but her smirk said enough. Linda's next move was VY Sias. She slapped warning letters on my allies' doors, Mrs. Callahan for associating with non-compliant residents, the Lopez's for their basketball hoop, Stan for his 2 garden gnomes. It was personal. Then I got a clue at a local cafe where I sold extra produce. The owner, Tara, mentioned Linda was trying to sell her big Tudor-style house, dropping the price from due law $650,000 to due law $575,000 with no takers. "She's desperate," Tara said. It clicked. Linda thought my garden was tanking her sale. A real estate sign confirmed it, screaming price slashed. An emergency HOA meeting was called to vote on banning vegetable gardens. The room was packed, Linda's loyalists filling chairs. She pitched the ban hard. Vegetable gardens attract pests, look messy, belong on farms. I counter with data studies showing gardens boost property values. Linda shut me down. "This isn't a debate." The vote was close, 26 to 24, passing the ban. I protested. "Don't we need a 2/3 majority?" Carl claimed a simple majority was enough for landscaping. It stank of setup. Mrs. Callahan whispered, "The old guard won't roll over, Jake." I dug into HOA records with help from the Lopez's teen daughter, Sophia, who worked in the office. Linda had a history of bullying neighbors near her house to upgrade before listing it. Better yet, she saw was breaking rules. Her fence was too tall, her shed too big, her light fixtures unapproved, and she ran a side hustle selling skincare from home. I filed an appeal, but Carl warned it'd likely fail. Then chaos. I came home from a work meeting to find a landscaping crew in my driveway. Work order signed by Linda. Mrs. Callahan was on my porch. "Leave EYD. They're here to rip out your garden." I told the crew to hold off. The deadline wasn't up. They called Linda, and her Tesla screeched up minutes later. She stormed over, face like thunder. "You're blocking contracted workers, Mr. Nguyen." I stayed calm. Deadline's not here, and I appealed. She claimed the appeal was denied news to me, since the committee hadn't met. Neighbors gathered. Mrs. Callahan, the Lopez's, Stan on his scooter. Linda played to the crowd. "This farm is ruining our standards." She ordered the crew to start, but the foreman balked. "We can't touch private property if the owner objects." Furious, Linda barged into my garden and yanked a stake, toppling a San Marzano plant. Tomatoes rolled in the dirt. The crowd gasped. "You're trespassing," I said, stepping forward. She spun to the neighbors, desperate. "This is about property values. I'm trying to sell my house." Their washer real motive spilled in a fit of rage. "So this was never about standards," I said. "It's about your sale." Stan rolled up. "My wife helped write the original bylaws. No garden ban till you forced it through." Sophia added, "I found records. You've been targeting homes near yours to look perfect for buyers." I pulled out my folder. "And your violations?" "Oversized shed, illegal fence, unapproved fixtures, a home business." The crowd murmured. Linda stammered, "That's different." Carl, looking nervous, admitted there were no studies backing her claims. Mrs. Callahan dropped the hammer. "My nephew's a lawyer. Bylaw changes need 30 days notice, not 3. Your vote's invalid. I'd held back long enough. As chair of the county agricultural board, I said, voice steady, I can tell you your ban VY-OLAT's the Urban Agriculture Protection Ordinance. HOAs can't ban food gardens on private property. The crowd went dead silent. Linda's face drained of color. You. What? Even Carl looked stunned. It wasn't relevant until you tried to outlaw gardens, I said. This is about food security, not your house sale. Mrs. Callahan cackled. You picked a fight with an AG expert, Linda. The landscapers packed up, billing the HOA for the call. Linda, defeated, stalked to her car without a word. 3 days later, a packed meeting repealed the ban unanimously. Linda, absent, had resigned via email. Carl took over as interim president, launching a committee to review EU all rules. My garden thrived, and neighbors joined in. Mrs. Callahan flaunted her herb pots. Stan asked for help starting a bean patch. The Lopezes and others formed a garden club, and we hosted a Sunnyside harvest dinner, our homegrown dishes making the local paper. Linda sold her house for $560,000 and moved. Before she left, I handed her a cherry tomato seedling. For your new place, I said, growing things is about new beginnings. She hesitated, then took it. I don't know how. 6 hours of sun, good soil, water deeply. She nodded, a spark of curiosity in her eyes. Months later, a text from an unknown number showed a balcony bursting with tomatoes. Saw guess who's breaking their new HOA's rules? Some battles are worth fighting. Saw I grinned, texting back, need tips, saw maybe. Don't get cocky. Saw as I joined neighbors planting spring, crops misses. Callahan bossing Stan, Lopez kids watering peppers. I thought of Grandpa. Growing food grows community. Some fights aren't just for you, the URI, for everyone who comes after. So what do you think? Was Linda a VY lane protecting her investment or a bully abusing power? Should Jake have revealed his board position sooner? Could this neighborhood have found peace without the showdown? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you're Team Garden, and subscribe for more stories where every day folks take on the system.